good afternoon, or whatever time it is to you where you are. I welcome you and thank you so much for spending this time with Yana. We're going to look at how to reduce stress in stressful times. And many of us do find dealing with the coronavirus very stressful. But if you stop and think about it, most of us live very stressful lives anyway. So how do we deal with stress? How do we reduce stress to live the life that we deserve to live? A life full of joy, peace, inner guidance, and a knowingness of our connection with God. The founder of our denomination, Dr. Ernest Holmes, has said, God is love. Therefore, we should open our minds to love. God is peace. Therefore, we should be receptive to peace. God is good. Therefore, we should meditate on goodness. He goes on to say in The Power of an Idea, which is where the other quote was from, life gives us the tools, but we have to use them. It is from the mountaintop of spiritual communication that we receive the inspiration, and we must keep the channel free and clear. We must provide a way for the ideas of spirit to flow into our minds and out into what we are doing, and we must give our consent to them. One part of the mind is already in heaven, for there is a place in you and in me that is above confusion and fear, no matter how disturbed our thoughts may be. If we can get quiet long enough and listen deeply enough, we shall hear. Holmes also defines meditation as meditation is quiet, contemplative thoughts with a definite purpose always in mind. Meditation is quiet, contemplative thought with a definite purpose always in mind. Our society, at least to me, has allowed us to create a situation, even before the coronavirus, where we stayed in flight or fear, fight or fear constantly. And what happens when we're in a state of fight or flight? It's like we're facing a tiger or a lion, and we see this man-eating or woman-eating beast in front of us and know that we could become its dinner in just a moment. What happens within our body? Our digestive system slows down, so we're not wasting energy on digesting. Our heart rate and breathing rates increase. Our blood pressure and sugar levels increase because we need the fuel to deliver energy to our muscles quickly. And finally, our brain switches off and puts faster action in the more primitive part of our brain in charge. So instead of finding ways to solve problems and planning, we act impulsively with our emotions regulating what we do and what decisions we make. And we react like we're in peril all the time. And we feel like we're fighting for our lives in every moment and not just solving a problem. Some of us are feeling these feelings right now at just the thought of going out in public, or the thought of going to our job every day. My husband is a respiratory therapist, and every day when he goes to work, he knows that to some degree he's putting his life out there. He's putting himself in a dangerous situation. He's been fortunate that the hospital where he works has not been designated one specifically to work with coronavirus cases, but to work with overloads from other hospitals. And in this state, we have been fortunate And part of that is because we've been on lockdown, in that it has not become the issue that it has in some other places. So how do we deal with this flight or fight feeling? How do we let go of this fear and anxiety and stress that is going on with so many of us right now? And what's the result of being in this state all the time? And many of us were in this state before this all happened with the virus. One of the things that shows up for many people is mental problems: depression, anxiety, panic, problems with learning and memory and emotional regulation, insomnia, oversensitivity to new stressors, irritability, and destructive thoughts. If you've watched the news any at all, you've seen information about doctors, an ER doctor in New York that ended up committing suicide. And we had a situation here in the area where I live, where a man who had all he could talk about or think about was the virus, who went out a couple of nights ago and began shooting up a street. And when the police came, he acted like he was charging them, and ended up, of course, being shot. And last I heard, he was in critical condition. I don't know how he is now, but definitely, according to his mother and the police, it was directly related to his inability to deal with the stress of how the virus had impacted him and what was going on. One of the physical problems that can show up is a weakened immune system, high or low blood pressure, heart disease, higher risk of stroke, migraines, aggressive cancer, premature aging, digestive problems, unhealthy food choices, increased alcohol consumption. I admit I am a stress eater, and I have been eating everything that did not run away from me lately. If I would take time to meditate instead of putting food in my mouth, I would be much happier and my body would be much happier. So that's one of the things that I need to concentrate on. And a lot of the information that I'm sharing about the effects came from an article on the Transcendental Meditation website called "Meditation Will Save You from Harmful Levels of Stress." One of the things not mentioned in that article, but one of the things I also know that stress and anxiety does, is it keeps us from knowing our oneness with God. When we started this service today, we read the Identity Prayer by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And there's only one life, and that life is the life of God, and that is my life now. When I am dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, physical pain, headaches, whatever, I have a tendency to forget my connection with God. And when I forget my connection with God, I cut off my availability to that inner guidance and to knowing that this too shall pass. And I get stuck in the appearance, and instead of looking for answers and finding a way to deal with something, I become where I emotionally react instead of being able to come up with a better answer or a better idea. So many of the things that they have found that meditation does for us, and I know many of you on here are very active meditators, and you know the power of meditation. But there may be some listening to this who have thought, well, I don't have time to meditate. I can't sit still. I can't do that. I just don't have time to do that. Where am I going to get the time? My question to you, if you're one of the people with that running through your head, is how much time are you worrying about what is going on around you? How much time are you spending in that fight or flight feeling where your systems have shut down and you are only reacting rather than being proactive to what's going on? Meditation is deep relaxation and rest for the body and mind. And when we go into meditation, it balances our nervous system and nervous activities. It balances our hormone levels and increases our brain's coherent thoughts. And it reconnects us with God and spirit. And as a result, our body and mind are no longer overreactive to the stressful situation, and we no longer see a traffic jam or this virus as an immediate danger to our life. We see it as something that we can deal with, and as I said, this too shall pass. And as I've said before, meditation reduces our level of depression, anxiety, and oversensitivity, and allows us to cope better with life in every moment. It manages stress and anxiety. And it's something that, as we do it under normal situations, it allows us to live a much calmer life. It allows others to be more willing to be around us and us more willing to be around other people. It helps us to be happy, calm, and to feel love towards others. As I said earlier in the reading for Dr. Holmes, God is love. And when we do meditation, we concentrate on love. God is peace. And when we meditate, we bring more peace into our lives, which allows us to connect to an even greater level, to that inner guidance. And one thing we need to know is we cannot change our outer circumstances for the most part. And we cannot control everything that happens to us. Believe me, I've tried and it did not work. But we can significantly increase our inner peace and calm and reduce stress and counteract negative impact by regularly practicing meditation. On this article that I referenced, she goes on to say, face stress. Do not fight it and do not flee from it. Denying its existence or hoping that it will somehow vanish of its own accord just does not happen. So we need to teach ourselves and our mind and body to calm down in a natural, easy, and effortless way. Meditation quiets our entire nervous system and keeping us calm without any reaction, and helps us to make more effective and better decisions. Okay, so we've talked about why we need to meditate and what the benefits are. But if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have 45 minutes to an hour to meditate every day, it's just not in my schedule. Again, ask yourself how much time you're spending in worrying about something or obsessing about something, and see if it wouldn't be better to spend more time meditating. But I personally know that even just taking the time to just take a deep breath and a long exhale, and to do that 2 or 3 times, begins to calm my body and begins to put me into a space where I'm more connected with my inner guidance and more connected with God. And I calm down and I can feel the tension leave my body. And a red light is a great way to do this. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes when you're doing your deep breathing, when the car is stopped, when you're doing the deep breathing and long exhale. And I love what Dr. Wayne Dyer said, that he loved to do short meditations at traffic lights because he knew some kind person behind him would definitely let him know when the light changed. They have found that even 10 minutes of meditation can make a big difference. One author talks about it as a 10-minute mind holiday. Just taking 10 minutes a day. And I know on Dr. Oz's show this week, he mentioned that he does 10-minute meditations. If you don't know how to meditate or what to meditate on, a simple statement, something like, I am that I am, or God is love, or God is peace, or breathing in peace, or breathing in love, breathing out anything unlike love or peace. Anything this simple, reading something that motivates you and just concentrating on one sentence for a few minutes, or looking at a candle flame flickering. All of these are ways to meditate. One of my favorite, and we'll do this here in a moment, is breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. This is from the writings of the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. And to me, this is one of the most calming meditations that I can do. And in a moment, we will do this. As I've said, meditation reduces stress. It allows us to connect to our higher guidance and higher self, which I choose to call spirit or God. And we know at an even deeper level that this too shall pass, and all things are possible with God. And that we are one with God because we are all God expressing in this moment and every moment. So I want you to close your eyes a minute. And as I read this meditation from Thich Nhat Hanh, just do what it says. And when I say breathing in, I calm my body, breathe in. And when I say breathing out, I smile, breathe out. And when I say dwelling in this present moment, breathe in again and breathe out with this is, I know this is a wonderful moment. So I'm going to read this 3 times and breathe in and out as I indicated. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment. I know it is a wonderful moment. And when you say smile, be sure to smile. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment. I know it is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this perfect moment, present moment. I know it is a wonderful moment. And I'd like to end by sharing some beautiful words by Dr. Ernest Holmes from The Voice Celestial. Be still and bring thy mind to rest in peace till thou canst hear the silence speak. Present thy mind as though it were a mirror turned toward heaven, and let it be thy one intent to know within thyself what heaven knows. Then shall thou know what is to heaven known. Have a great week.